everybody. Welcome to the side quest, which is actually a mimic chest this time. Tonight or today, whenever you're listening to this, we will be doing Two Truths and a Lie, which is a podcast in which three people are given a kind of related topic and they speak about it, and you have to decide which of the three people is lying. So we're going to do a podcast kind of inspired by that. And what I mean is we're just going to play Two Truths and a Lie about ourselves. But anyway, go check out Two Truths and a Lie podcast because it is a cool concept and you should check it out. So tonight with us, we have three people. I am Emily Kaplan and I write Josie Tucker mysteries. I have also written a mystery series for Falstaff Books, which hopefully will be coming out soon. And you can find me at justthemwords.com. And how about Judy? We go with you.
I am Judy Black, a writer of tabletop RPG, Dungeons and Dragons-esque adventures and books. I don't have anything new coming out right now, but I'm here, and that's new for today. That's all I got for today. Misty, on to you.
Well, I'm Misty Massey, and I'm also here today. Woohoo!
Wow, who knew?
I'm the author of the Mad Kestrel series of pirate fantasy adventures, and I am also the author of the Dead Man series of weird Western novellas that will be coming out from Falstaff any minute or month now. And in 23, I'm told in 23, but it is up to me because that whole editing thing is on me again. But yeah, so look for my Dead Man series later on this year. And I edit for Falstaff and for Lore Seekers and for Mocha Memoirs Press. And for anybody who will throw money at me, I'll edit for you too.
But before we get going too far, I want to know, could you give us like the elevator pitch for your new series?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, remember Doc Holliday?
Yeah.
From Tombstone fame. Well, 4 years after he died and was put in the ground, he wakes up and discovers that he's been brought back to life for a specific purpose to do a specific job for the Shadow Council, which is a Falstaff thing, and he's got to figure out how to do that job and why it's even him and how he's going to handle being brought back to life in the first place. So
nice.
Thank you.
Exciting. Thank you.
That sounds super cool.
And there's magic and there's fae and there's demons and there's a little romance in the third book.
Ooh, little romance.
Yeah, romance. With kissies and all that stuff. Although I'm not going to say who. It may not be Doc that's doing the kissing. It may be somebody else. But you'll find out. You'll find out in book 3.
Very exciting. Awesome.
So, thank you.
Cool. Well, who would like to go first?
Not it.
Not it? How
Not
it. No, not Misty's shaking her head.
I can go. I did my homework.
Okay.
I did my homework, and I even had my husband help me choose because I had enough truths that were funny that I couldn't decide which two to stick with. So, okay, so I just say the 3 statements, and y'all have to figure out which one is the lie. Is that right?
Yeah,
Okay.
Exactly. And you can decide whether or not you allow questions afterward.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and say yes. I will allow questions. So.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. So, 1. I appeared on Wheel of Fortune in the 80s, but I didn't win, and I'm really upset because I wanted that ceramic dog really bad. 2. In college, I had such a crush on the philosophy professor that I took every class he offered every semester, and I ended up with enough credits for a minor. And 3, I was gang saved by the Nazarenes when I was 12.
What?
I don't know what those words mean.
Which ones?
The last one.
The last?
You were
What?
Gang saved. You know what being saved is?
Yeah.
Girl, you from the South, girl. I know you know what
I know.
saved is.
It's when it's when the pastor tries to drown you so you see Jesus. I know what being saved is.
No, that's baptism. That's baptism.
Look, I'm from a primitive Baptist family, okay?
Oh.
Well, I'm kind of Jewish, so I don't even understand what those words mean.
Saved is when they bring you up to the altar in a lot of churches. I'm actually Episcopalian, so we really don't go around saving people all that much. We just say, "Come on over. We've got coffee and donuts in the parish hall, and we'd love to see you at church." And that's about as hard as we work. But other denominations have saving, and what they do is they bring you to church with them, and then they convince you to go up to the altar and tell Jesus that you're going to accept him as your Lord and Savior in your heart, and you say it out loud, nice and vocal, so everybody hears that you have accepted Jesus, and that's saving.
Wow.
So.
And you said specifically like gang saved, so like
Yep.
an intervention where they all kind of like get you and.
Well, I was 12, so
I don't know what kind of 12-year-old you were.
I was.
You were wearing a bandana, like a color.
My next door neighbor was my age, and she asked me to go to church with her. And so I asked my mom, and she said, "Yeah, you can go to church with her, because church is innocent, right?" And so we didn't understand that she went to the Nazarene church, and the Nazarenes are pretty fundamentalist. They're pretty hardcore, or at least these were. And so when I got there, my neighbor's mother told the people at the church that I was Episcopalian, which made me an idolater because we believe in the saints. And so not quite as much as the Catholics do, but darn close. We're Catholic light.
Yeah,
so,
Catholic light for sure.
So this group of men, there are 4 or 5 of the deacons, came and got me out of the pew without my foreknowledge, and pulled me down to the altar and made me kneel, and then surrounded me screaming, "Tell Jesus you're his girl, tell Jesus you're his girl," until I, weeping, said, "Jesus, I'm your girl," and they let me go back to sit down.
Oh my God. Well, not oh my God, but like, wow. all my exclamations are like, holy cow, oh my God. Yeah. Jesus Christ. But yes.
Doesn't bother me.
All of those. That's scary. As a 12-year-old, I cannot imagine that.
Yeah. My mom was not impressed.
Oh.
I didn't get to play with that neighbor ever again.
Oh, I was going to ask if you ever saw that neighbor again.
I'm like,
when we were outside, I'd see her, going to church, to school and stuff. But no, I was not allowed to play with her.
What would be worse, that or like if they gave you like drugs, or I feel like those equally scary in some respects.
Yeah. Well, at least this was not like Jonestown. I was not being forced to drink
no Kool-Aid,
laced Kool-Aid or anything. Yeah. So that's something.
Oh my
gosh.
That is something. All right, so let's see. We've got the Wheel of Fortune in the 80s.
Uh-huh.
We've got the crush on the philosophy professor that made you almost become a philosophy minor.
Well, I did get a philosophy minor. I had enough credits for the philosophy minor, so I just said, okay.
Nice. Actually, I was a philosophy minor as well.
Nice. Oh, really?
Which may or may not have had to do with a crush as well, but...
That's how they get you in the philosophy department.
No, I
didn't go to Winthrop College, did you? Did we have a crush on the same professor?
I went to school up in Boston, not too far from where Rachel currently lives. But anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, and then we have the Nazarene cult action here.
Yeah. What was the process of getting on the Wheel of Fortune? Like, what was that like?
You had to, this was before the internet, of course. Mm-hmm. So first you called a number, and told them that you were interested, and then they set you up with an interview call later. And so you had another phone call and you talked to producers, and you had to prove that you could be really, really bouncy on screen. And because yeah, they wanted people who'd be jumping up and down and really excited, and
Okay.
and eventually, when you had gotten through enough producers calls and convinced them that you sounded like you could do the thing, then I had to go down to a local uh, station affiliate studio and make a test tape, and that was sent in. So
Wow.
and that had to, and then they called, and they said, come on. And so I had to hop on a plane and fly out, and I was only on one game because I didn't win, but I was bouncy, and I did not win the dog, because you know how back then you had to spend your money and buy, I'll take that video
Oh,
recorder, and
yeah.
I'll take that
Yes.
sofa, and you have $150 left. Well, I'll take the dog, because that was all you could buy with what you had left. So I wanted that dog really bad, but no, I didn't win, so came home again, and that was it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right. One more question about the second choice, the philosophy one.
Yes.
What was your favorite philosophy class?
I think I liked existentialism best, because
Oof.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's a little crazy. I know I didn't like logic. Logic was really hard because logic is like math, but well, logic kind of is math, but no, existentialism was fun because it was very French, and I was majoring in French and Spanish, and
Ah.
so we got into a lot of Sartre, and we had to read L'Étranger, and we had to read something by Camus.
Always Camus.
Anyway, yeah. And so I was very young because I'm in college, and so I found it very I could be very bohemian and be very existential, and so I liked existentialism. It was fun. So
Wow.
Oh,
a lot of
God.
it I look back and go, really, I was thinking like that. That's a little bit nutty, but yeah. So I'm gonna say existentialism was probably my favorite, but it was just the teacher was really smart. And for me,
And cute.
smart has always been sexy. Yeah, he was nice looking, but he was really smart, and smart is sexy. And
Yeah.
and I'm, here I am, 19 years old in college, and going, so
Oh, no.
I know, right? I don't think he ever noticed, or if he did, he was very careful to not let me know he noticed. So he was a very decent man, and he still lives here somewhere. I haven't run into him in years, but
Oh, well.
so.
Probably still smart.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure he's still very smart.
Probably.
That was a smart man. So
The only thing I'm learning from this whole game so far is that Misty's a good liar.
my mother would not agree with you. She sees through everything I ever say. So
What do you think, Judy?
I don't know. I kind of am feeling like maybe number one is the lie.
I was gonna also pick that one as well. I don't know why.
which one was number one?
Wheel of
Wheel of
Fortune.
Fortune. That's right. Okay. Okay. So y'all think? Okay, you both agree that Wheel of Fortune is the lie?
We're gonna go with Wheel of Fortune.
Final choice.
Okay. Final choice. Final choice. You are correct. Wheel of Fortune is a lie. I really, really hate that game show. I would never go on it. But I did know somebody years ago in my writing group who actually did get on Wheel of Fortune, and so everything that I said was from what he told me. So
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I had a coworker who was on Jeopardy for, I think he was on for like 2 nights.
Nice.
Wow.
He was a real smarty pants, but yeah, he did have that like aggressive knowledge kind of vibe to him.
Yeah,
I would
had
love
a
to
coworker
get on
who
Jeopardy,
tested
but-
for it, but she didn't make it through the testing process.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
yeah,
you know,
Jeopardy
in
would be
Jeopardy
fun.
too, you have to pay all of your expenses. You pay your flight, you pay your hotel, you pay your food, you pay everything. All you get to do is go out and be on the show. So
Wow.
yeah, I tested once, and then I found they sent me a notice to come to one of the second tier test events, and first I would have had to go to either Chattanooga or Atlanta, and both of those were a little out of my reach at the time. And then I found out that they pay no expenses, and I went,
Ugh.
okay, I can't afford this. So
Yeah.
Seriously,
I
yeah.
stopped at that point. But
You have to be like a
Huh.
super fan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
wild.
okay, so Emily and Judy each have 1 point, and I have none because I did not convince you of my lie.
Oh no, are we actually doing points now?
Nah, I don't know.
I think if you fool both of the other people, you should get like 50.
Okay.
Okay.
Just to ratchet it up a little. Increase the excitement for our viewers.
So does that mean that y'all get 25 each since I did not convince you?
Oh. Oh, okay. can do that.
I don't know. This is like whose line? The
I know,
points.
right? We're just,
It don't
a million,
matter.
a million
points don't
points
matter.
to Gryffindor.
Oh god. All right. You next, Emily, or me? Who wants?
I'll go next.
Yay. Okay.
All right, here we go. Number 1 is I played trombone from about age 9 all the way through college. I played several showings of Guys and Dolls, and then also Yeoman of the Guard, which is Gilbert and Sullivan. I've never seen Yeoman of the Guard, but I have heard, I know the music, and I've heard it through foot shufflings only because I was in the pit crew.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Okay. So here's number 2. I grew up in Tucson, Arizona, and I once got lost in the desert for several hours. I thought I was like dead because of the disorientation. And, but that disorientation and fear was the basis for my first mystery, The Bride Were Dead, where she stumbles around in the desert for a while until she finds her way out.
Oh, wow.
So that's number 2.
Okay.
Number 3, my father was a spy. We lived in Thailand when I was a baby, and I was almost kidnapped.
These are good.
They are.
Okay. Well, I have a question right away
Okay.
about the trombone. What's your favorite song to play on the trombone?
Oh gosh. I like the old big band stuff. I still listen to it in my car, like Hoagie Carmichael. Smoke gets in your eyes,
I
and
thought you were going to say "Smoke on the Water," and I was going to be like, "That's a lie. That one's the lie."
I don't know. I kind of want to hear her play "Smoke on the Water" on the trombone now.
actually, yeah, my music teacher was this. Gosh, he was old when I knew him. So he really instilled a love of big band era 1940s and or I guess a little bit earlier than that. Who knows?
Oh,
Wartime
cool.
stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's
How did you get out of the desert? Like, what happened? Who did someone save you? Did you find a road? Like, what happened?
the Mounties came along.
Mounties in Arizona.
Yeah, I was going to say the Canadian Mounties are known for their desert patrol.
Well, it turns out that I wasn't as lost as I thought. I was just extremely freaked out And when I wandered the right direction, I eventually found the highway that wasn't too far from my high school.
Isn't that how it goes, though?
Yeah.
All the
Like that
time,
terror clouding your judgment. You're
Oh
like,
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. The total
People
panic.
get lost, and it turns out that they were 5 minutes away from absolute civilization. The Walmart and the high school and all that stuff.
Yeah.
If you just walked 50 more feet, you'd have seen it.
I know.
Oh, gosh.
You could have seen Walmart and turned around.
Meanwhile, there I was setting up my, living off the wilderness survival area, my fort, had my volleyball. No.
Oh goodness.
Oh man. Now I kind of want that to be true. That's true. So your dad was a spy, and you were almost kidnapped. Who was going to kidnap you?
Well, he was testifying in an anti-drug trial against a drug lord in the what they call it, the Golden Triangle, which is Thailand, Cambodia, and Vietnam. I don't know. My geography my geography is terrible, but so he was. This guy was really powerful, and my dad was afraid that things would get retaliatory. Is that a word?
Retaliatory.
Yeah. And so my family received a letter that someone was saying that I was going to be kidnapped. But it turned out it was a member of the house staff who worked with my parents. And she was really attached to me and wanted to steal me.
And she was going to blame the crime boss.
It was totally unrelated to that, but she was like, and I loved her because she was my nurse, my nanny person. So I probably would have just, gone off with her and disappeared into the, I don't know, Thai brothels. I don't know, sweatshops, whatever they had in the 70s.
I think they had both of them in the 70s.
Yeah, right?
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Pretty freaky. And she didn't, I have an older sister who's like 2.5 years older, but she, there weren't any threats against my sister. It was just me.
It's just you. Oh,
apparently I was really cute or something. And I was speaking, baby Thai by then. So I probably would have just blended in a little bit.
So you were like Baby Yoda. Making all the little sounds, and everybody loves you and wants to keep you.
Kidnap you forever. And use your force
what
powers.
happened to that cute baby?
Hey, I want to know how many, this is a related question, how many times growing up did you use that against your sister? At least I was cute enough that somebody wanted to kidnap me.
Nobody wanted to kidnap you.
I never did. I don't know why. I should have. Yeah,
you should.
You really should have.
Missed opportunities.
Right?
Extremely. Yeah. But I did notice that my mom always kept me really close. For, I don't know, maybe it was just fear. Yeah.
I'm sure it was. I'd have been terrified too.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's crazy. Wow. We
need thinking music. Steve,
I know.
If you're editing this, do some thinking music.
I don't know. Do you have a guess, Misty?
Well, yes, I think.
You sound as confident as I feel.
One of them, I actually am pretty sure Emily once told me a long time ago when we were sitting together at a signing table. And so I think I know one of them is true. So I am going to guess that the one of the other two that is not true is the trombone.
That was kind of the one I was thinking too. Is the
Only because I really like the
trombone.
idea that it was inspired for her first book by being lost 5 feet
I
from
know.
her
I
high
want
school.
that one to be true, even if it's not. I don't care. I refuse to select it as a lie and entertain the thought. It
going to
doesn't
be
matter if that one is.
It's going to be true
Just-
whether you like it or not, Emily. So-
Yeah, exactly. That is now part of the Emily lore.
So yes. So are we both in agreement then? The
I
trombone.
think so. Trombone.
Okay.
What is
Okay.
trombone for 50?
So the lie is that I got lost in the desert.
Ah!
No, that one's true. We deny reality.
I did grow up
funny.
in Arizona, but I had a healthy fear of the desert, and I did not go out there unless I had like a whole bunch of friends with me.
That's smart.
Yeah,
it will
that's
forever
very
be
wise.
true.
Yeah.
My high school
desire it to be
was
true.
way out in the desert. I mean, back then it was. I'm sure there's like golf courses around it now or whatever.
Sure.
My roommate, who is in the other room and can hear just me, was a trombone player from like 7th grade through college,
Woo!
6th grade through college, and she
Wow.
just texted me and is like, "Do I need to bring out my trombone?"
Okay,
No,
that would have been
Carolyn, my love.
hilarious.
It would be
Yeah,
very funny
a
to
prop.
suddenly in the background, whoa!
Yeah. Well, when I was playing trombone in high school, I mean, like I was this tiny little short girl. You have to be good if you're
Mhm.
going to be playing an unusual in quote marks for a girl. So
Yes.
I was first chair in my region for like 3 years. 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Do you still play?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't. I tried to get my older son, to play, but he went to saxophone. So I'm like, ugh.
yeah, I ended up
Woodwind.
French horn is what I
Hmm.
played.
Nice.
I was not in band. I was in every choir you could find within driving distance, but I was not in band. So
I was in band because that meant I didn't have to take gym every semester.
Yes. Exactly.
That is.
this is wise.
Yeah.
I can absolutely respect that choice.
The irony is I probably stayed healthy because
Yeah.
of band, because we were always, like parades and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
My son did band, and he did band in junior high and played the bassoon for like 2 years. But then when he got to high school, he would have had to join the marching band, and they didn't have bassoons in the marching band, so he would have had to learn a different instrument, and it just all became too complicated, and he was overwhelmed, and he said, "I'm done. I'm out. I'm out of
Yeah.
band." So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but for a minute, he played the bassoon in my house a lot. It's an instrument.
Oh, I love when people say that. It's a noun. One of my
It's a
friends
thing.
does that for babies that are not necessarily attractive. It's just, that's a baby.
Bless their heart.
I know, and I'm always like, "Yep, you are not incorrect. That is in fact a baby." Oh boy.
Okay. So Emily is currently in the lead
I
with
know.
75 points. So
I'm writing that down. I'm
I
writing it
know.
down.
I know.
And
I still
Judy-
refuse to accept the desert is not truth. Though, so.
It's canon now.
It is canon. We've made canon. As soon as you're on Wikipedia, I'm adding that in.
Well,
I'm gonna
here's
cite this podcast.
here's a post Emily interview question. You didn't get lost in the desert, but did you still base the book on the desert as you knew it?
I based the kernel of the book, and spoilers for anybody who hasn't read it. I had a roommate at the time he had an identical twin brother, and they were troublemakers. And his brother allegedly killed somebody and took them out to the desert.
Ooh.
Oh, actually, I got that sequence wrong. He took the person out to the desert and made him dig, and then it
Oh,
was like,
wow.
yeah,
Oh my god.
Wow.
yeah.
So there was a smidgen of truth in
A
the
kernel,
Deadwood one.
yeah.
Kernel of
Okay,
truth
okay.
within the lie. All right.
That's
Okay.
the best way to do it. Tell
It is.
tell a lie
Well, my
that's
dad was a
surrounded by
spy. So.
truth, squishiness. Exactly. Yes. Yeah. When we were at Authors and Dragons Con at the table together, you happened to tell me that your dad had been a spy, and I tucked that away because that's just cool that
It's a
somebody
cool
I know
story.
was related to the espionage industry. So,
Yeah.
but
Ah,
that's awesome.
nice.
But okay. So Judy's turn.
Okay. I had these and now they've left my mind because I'm thinking
Oh
about
no.
desert. Okay. So I once competed in Miss Preteen North Carolina's beauty pageant.
I'm sorry.
I was once attacked by a German Shepherd who later went on to bite my mother. And I once spent a whole day hanging out with a bunch of the puppeteers from the Jim Henson studio.
Ooh.
All right.
I should have written mine down when they were in my little brain, and then my little brain said, "No, we will remember." Little brain.
Preteen North Carolina, did you say?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Just wow.
Hey, it's in the Carolinas. We got beauty pageants up one
Yeah.
side, down the other, back to back. So
Oh my
Non-stop,
gosh.
everywhere. Big hair, the crinoline. Is that what
Yep.
that crunchy
The
fabric?
floofy, yeah.
yeah, that makes the skirt stand way
that makes
out.
the skirts go. Yeah, it makes you look
Mhm.
like a little cupcake. 'Cause you waddle
Oh,
across the
no.
stage trying to be graceful, but you're 9.
So if you're in the pageant circuit,
Mhm.
is it because you have a parent who is kind of obsessed and makes you do it, or is it because you wanted to?
Most of the girls that were in it were it was a parent thing, usually mama. Usually mama wanted, and a lot of times it was mama had been in the pageants because the pageants
Ooh.
have been on for a million billion years in North Carolina. I think as soon as hairspray was discovered, they appeared in North Carolina. Honestly. Most of them, it was their mom wanted to do it. For some of the girls, I just wanted to do it because I thought it was cool. I will never understand baby brain, but baby brain thought it was really cool to get all dressed up and fancy and wear the cupcake dress because that's what it was. I was not the best competitor.
What was your talent?
So my talent was singing.
Okay, and what did you
I
sing?
always sang Silent Night, no matter what time of year it was.
Okay.
It was my favorite song. So I would sing Silent Night.
That's not actually an easy song. That's kind of got a range to it. So
that was pageants in the middle of July, and I'm Christmas and
I think it's a bold choice, and I back you 100%.
Where were you on the judging panels, Misty?
I was not on the Wheel of Fortune, is where I was.
Ships crossing in the night that didn't exist.
So like the Miss America pageant, they call it, they were trying to call it a scholarship pageant for a while. At that age, like preteen, do you win any?
Yeah, so
money?
there were small monetary rewards. Like for this one, it was, oh my God, I'm trying to remember because 9-year-old me was focused on the trophies, not the prize money. I want to say it was like $500 for first place.
Wow.
And like $250 for second, and probably $100 for third. But I I don't totally remember. I just remember the trophies were very pretty. And there was a girl on my soccer team who was in the pageants, is how I found out about them. And she showed me a picture when I went to her house, and I liked her hair. And I wanted to get my hair done like that too. And away we went.
Was her mom like a pageant mom? And
yes.
said, girl,
yeah, and she kept trying to help me, and there
oh, that's
but not
cute.
like too much because her daughter was competing too.
Right.
Oh gosh.
But yeah,
that's
no,
hilarious.
it was a thing.
Wow.
Okay.
What color was your dress?
Blue with pink
Blue.
sparkles because I didn't want to pick, and I liked Cinderella, and she had the blue dress that turned pink.
That's
And
Sleeping
my mama
Beauty.
made it. Oh, is it? Oh, that is
Sleeping
is that-
Beauty, where
Oh,
her
Sleeping
dress
Beauty with the
changes
fairies.
colors.
With the
Yeah.
fairies.
Right. Make it pink.
Oh
make
my
it blue.
god, make it pink, make it blue, and then they had the cake that went blah 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 blah. But yeah, and my mama made,
is
and my
this-
mama
is
made my
this
dress.
Is this a Freudian slip? Have we figured out her life?
I know that I don't know my Disney movies. That is 1,000. See, the only Disney movie that I loved as a child was The Hunchback of Notre Dame. The others I did not care for at all. But I watched The Hunchback of Notre Dame obsessively. I did not care about any of the other, like, we went to Disney World and I did not care a lick about a single one of the princesses, and I was so mad that Quasimodo was not there. I was so mad.
Yep. My son loves that movie.
I want to know what Disney executive was like, oh, you know that old novel that we were all forced to read? Let's make that into a kid's movie.
But yeah, I was obsessed with that movie. That was the only Disney movie that existed as far as I was concerned.
Wow.
That is amazing.
That's hilarious. That is hilarious.
Yep, the jester, Kloppen, I think is his actual name in The Hunchback of Notre Dame, was my favorite character, and I was going to be a jester when I grew up.
I mean, you kind of are.
Life goal. a little bit, maybe. Yeah, okay. But yeah, Hunchback of Notre Dame was it, but we veered off. So Sleeping Beauty with the dress.
Yeah.
Not
yeah.
Cinderella.
All right. So tell us about the Jim Henson thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So I went to the studio in New York. I don't know which borough, province, whatever they're called in New York. I'm so sorry, New York people. I don't know.
They are boroughs, but I don't know one from the other. So
yeah, I have no idea where it was. It was like because it was their workshop. Like it wasn't their tour studio space. It was a workshop. So it was just in the middle of this like really industrial kind of creepy area. I walked in and was just like, am I in, like, there's an elevator and that's it? Like, am I being kidnapped?
Can anyone tell me how to get to Sesame Street?
Yeah, basically. And then there was a little sign at the top, after I rode the elevator to the top floor, there was a little sign that had Jim Henson Studio. I think it was in a green paint that pointed, and I was like, I'm not lost! Because I was all by myself. I had no idea where I was going. I was, it was just weird. I had won in a contest and was getting to go up to spend some time with the Jim Henson puppeteer team and the studio people and meet a whole bunch of other people who won in the contest. And it was super cool. And then and it was a whole day affair, but they didn't provide like anything but dinner. So for lunch, they just sent us out into the streets of New York to fend for ourselves. So I finally.
How old were you?
Oh, I mean, I was an adult.
Okay.
I was maybe 23, 24.
Wow.
So I found a pizza by the pound place. And I remember that's what drew me in, because I was like, challenge accepted. And I had been told that I had to have New York pizza. And I don't remember honestly being that impressed by it, but that might have been because it was pizza by the pound and not like But I
Quality,
remember,
quantity versus quality.
It was
Right.
a quantity over quality kind of pizza joint. But I remember they immediately knew I was from the South the second I opened my mouth to order, which was wild to me because I don't think I have that much of an accent. But they immediately were like, "Where are you from? Say y'all. Say it." I was just like, how? It was so bad. But yeah, I was in New York for I think a grand total of 23 hours. I slept in the airport.
Oh my
I
gosh.
could not afford a hotel room.
Which
was
airport?
The shitty one.
LaGuardia?
Yes.
Or JFK? No, JFK is the really bad one.
I think it was
So-
LaGuardia.
Okay.
I honestly, I don't know. I had the ticket. I showed it to the cab driver, and I just entrusted my life to them because it was like 2 a.m. and I was exhausted and wanted to sleep, and somehow thought I would sleep at the airport on the floor. Yeah, and it was like me, and like I had my little corner, and then there were like 3 homeless people in the other corner, and we all just were like slowly rotating because they had the big floor waxer going through the night, so we all would just slowly rotate around the lobby because security wasn't open yet. So and then I went
have
through
a
security,
feeling,
and
I think I know exactly where you were because I was once stranded in New York when my flight was canceled and I had to sleep in LaGuardia, and I'm pretty sure that we slept in the same room.
probably, but yeah, it was just the lobby, and yeah, the little waxer people were there.
Yeah.
So we all just rotated around the room.
Oh man,
And
never
it was
again.
yeah, no, like I would never do that again. But like I couldn't afford a hotel room, and like nothing for the trip was covered because I was not like the top winner, so nothing was covered. The invitation was just extended, and so I had to pay for my ticket and for my food. And like I was just out of grad school with my first real job. Like I couldn't afford a New York hotel room, and I didn't know
Sure.
anybody else going, so.
Mhm.
It was a 23-hour flight and a sleep on the airport floor to go and hang out with Snuffleupagus.
I was just gonna say, did you meet anybody from Sesame Street, like
Yes.
Oscar or Big Bird?
I met Snuffleupagus was one of my favorites. I got pictures with Elmo, and then we saw the it was the weirdest thing. So they have this little weird room with like a 1,000,000-year-old dryer in it. That is apparently how they get the fur matted to look just right. Is this like dryer from 1,000,000 years ago? And they
Oh
have
my
like
gosh.
7 of them, and then they have like a junkyard of parts for it because it's the only way they were able to get the fur to look right. And so they're trying to make sure that they never die.
Wow.
So yeah, that was pretty cool. And yeah, and Snuffleupagus was so much bigger than I thought he would be. And then I got to sit in the. If you are a fan of the Dark Crystal, I got to sit in one of the Skeksis chairs.
Nice.
And then for the Labyrinth. No, for the Dark Crystal still, I got to see Fizzgig's puppeteer was there. So I got to see her actually like move a little Fizzgig around, and that was so cool.
Oh
my gosh.
I love
It was
Fizzgig.
super cool.
I
Fizzgig
love
is
Dark
so good.
Crystal.
Oh, yeah, I'm trying to think if they had anything from the Labyrinth, but I don't remember seeing anything.
Yeah.
I mean, they had. I met Toby, the baby who played Toby, grown up Toby now.
Let's see, was he grown up by now? Okay.
Yeah, he has grown up by now. I know it's shocking, but he is no longer a baby, and he was not wearing red striped pajamas either. So.
Do they not understand? We expect certain things.
That's not fair. I need my red striped pajama Toby. But yeah, those are the ones that those are the parts that I really like remember, and like the other competitor people that I met were really nice too, and I'm still friends with a lot of them. So that's been super fun too, because they were from like all over the place. So a bunch of Canadians and people from California, and like it was really neat.
That's
Cool.
way cool. Very cool story. Even that better be true. I think I'm pretty sure.
I know, right? I can absolutely see Baby Judy singing Silent Night and I totally believe that you went to Sesame Street, and I'm like, yeah, there's a dog, whatever.
And then a dog, yeah, sure.
Yeah, there was a dog. But then I'm thinking, well, wait a minute. One of those must be but a lie, and the dog is really true because she's veered us off away from the dog.
Right,
so-
right. The dog story seems mundane now.
I know.
But okay, so you said a German Shepherd bit you.
So he did not bite me. I was in the backyard practicing for t-ball. I was a very sporty child, and then I grew up and took band to avoid swim classes. But I was practicing for t-ball, so I was throwing the stupid little ball against our brick wall and trying to catch it unsuccessfully. And I just remember hearing my dog sort of whimper and then dart away right before I got completely bowled over by a German Shepherd that was just snarling, growling, grabbing, trying to just maim me. And the only thing that saved me is that I had my cleats on for t-ball because we were literally about to leave. And I got a solid kick in on the dog and was able to get into the house. But I screamed so loud that like the neighbors from like 5 houses down came running over.
Wow.
And then a few days later, the same dog got out and bit my mother on the thigh.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no! What happened after? Did the dog get put down or? No. Okay.
Nope. We reported it to animal control and they said, well, you know, it's that kind of thing happens. If you want to press charges, you can. And off. Yay, rural North Carolina.
Right.
Yeah.
That's for
sure. Yeah, and the dog, his name was Duke, and I remember my dad going over to their house with a baseball bat one day, trying to get Duke to come out, and surprisingly, the dog did not come out that day.
Are there any German Shepherds that aren't named Duke or King?
I wonder that. It's very popular. It's a very popular name for German Shepherds. I know my granddad had a German Shepherd named Duke too. Now that you think about it.
Yeah, my friend had a German Shepherd, but her German Shepherd's name was Thor. So,
oh, that's a good one too. Was there like a movie or something with a German Shepherd named Duke or something? The only thing I can think of is Marmaduke, but that was not a German Shepherd.
He's like a Great Dane.
Like Scooby Doo.
Like Scooby Doo.
Oh man,
I could totally believe that dog story though.
Yeah, me too.
I feel like many of us have had a traumatic dog experience when we were little.
I had one too, but it wasn't at all funny, so I didn't want to include it.
Yeah.
My friend had a Weimaraner, and it tried to jump out of her chain link fenced in yard, and it didn't clear. So, but I was like, nope. Yeah,
same in my neighborhood.
Really,
it was a black lab named Phantom. And its collar got stuck on the fence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Gray just tore his stomach open on because remember how those fences they used to just stop with the So and now they bend them down.
Yeah, now they bend them so they're not like just pure cutting material at the top of a fence.
Yeah.
But we ended up getting our yard fenced in after that.
Did your mom need stitches or anything?
Yeah, she had to go to the hospital and get stitched up. And then after that, whenever I went to the bus stop, I carried a baseball bat with me and then left it at the house where the bus stop was at, and then picked it up on my way home and walked home with my little baseball bat. I got in trouble once because I brought it to school.
Would you just forget to leave it?
It was like a costume day or something, and I thought that it was a fun little prop because I was dressed up as like an old witch, and I thought it was a fun little it was my walking cane, but the school did not think it was funny.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
No sense of humor
no sense of humor in them
about potential weapons.
Yeah.
Really? Do I look like I'm gonna hit somebody over the head? Well, wait a minute. Okay.
You have to think about me. Like I am 4'10" 3/4 inch, full grown. You have to think about me at 8 years old.
So the bat was taller than you.
The bat is the same size as me. Like I'm 2'0", 50 pounds, soaking wet. Like that baseball bat was wearing me out just carrying it.
You'd be like I don't know I can't remember the name of the character in one of the Final Fantasy games where he's got the giant sword that's as wide as he is and as longer than he is.
Yeah, and Strife. Yeah. There's a lot of them, but He particularly has a very strange sword to person ratio happening.
Okay, then that's probably the one I'm thinking of. But I'm like, that's how you were, you know.
But yeah,
Like,
yeah, you
tiny
have to
little
remember
video
tiny
game character.
Yeah, tiny like halfling essentially carrying around a great club is basically
Just
what.
called yourself a halfling.
I mean, I'm about to stop. Like as a child, I absolutely was.
See, I'm also short. I'm like 5'1", but I've been this height since like age 11.
Yeah, no, I slowly crawled my way up to 4'10 3/4 of an inch. I've been the shortest every grade ever.
I spent the weekend being shorter than my nieces, who are 10 or who are 11 and 13. So this is kind of nice to be the tallest one in the room for once.
Yeah, my little brother is 6'2".
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So
Wow.
Yeah, like he was like 9 and I was like, "You need to listen to me."
And he did.
And he did most of the time.
We're like those yippy dogs, you know. We might be small, but we are fierce.
We'll herd you with nips at the ankle, man.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Watch out. Those German
Watch out.
shepherds have nothing on
I
us.
know, we'll take them down.
At least knee down.
Yeah,
Knee down.
yeah, knee down, they're in trouble.
Hey, we
Oh
bite
my
ankles,
gosh.
you don't get to walk, so you know.
Exactly. Yeah, you take out a knee or I almost said a nankle. A knee or an ankle.
Well, when you're that short, they're really close together.
The nankle.
The ankle.
There's now a new body part in my lexicon.
Knees, toes, ankles.
This is going on
Shoulders
Judy's.
and ankles.
This is going on Judy's Wikipedia page.
Yeah,
We're gonna add
creator of the nankle.
Creator of the nankle.
I wish you would.
My proudest moment.
Oh gosh. I guess we have to
We
have to
do.
cast our votes.
We do.
God, now I have head, shoulders, knees, and toes.
I know, right? Right.
I'm so sorry.
For me, the lie is between the preteen North Carolina and the German Shepherd, because I think that I've heard you say something about visiting the Jim Henson workshop before. So I think that
I agree.
that's the truth. So, but the other two, oh my gosh, it's like 50-50 for me right now.
I am going to go with the lie being the beauty pageant, even though I could totally see baby Judy with her hair like this and her skirt like this, singing Silent Night in front of a bunch of people who only want their kid to win. So, but because you know that's what's in that audience, that's nothing but people rooting for their own
that's nothing
kids.
but parents rooting for their kids.
Yeah, that's the only people that go to these things. But anyway, but I'm going to go with that one because you got first you said that you liked Cinderella, and then a minute later you said you didn't like the princesses, that you only liked the Hunchback, and then when you were talking about the dog, you said you were a real sporty kid, and so I'm like, so I'm gonna go with the beauty pageant.
I am also picking the beauty pageant, just because I had trouble picturing the dress. That was random, but it's true.
I love it. Okay. You are correct. I was invited and was going to participate, and we moved.
Oh, so you were going to? Oh,
Yeah, I was, because it was like the second round, like you had like a regional one, and then you went on to the state one, and so I was through the regional one and was going to participate in the state one, and then we moved to Georgia, and I was no longer eligible to participate.
Yeah, but there's so many other pageants in Georgia. If North Carolina got pageants, Georgia really got pageants.
I suddenly just changed personalities and did no sports and no pageants. I became a nerd as soon as I moved to Georgia somehow.
Well,
I
lucky
found
for
an
us, you
anime.
did.
Yeah, geek power, baby.
Geek power, yeah. But yeah, I was a super sporty, super frilly, like popular girl. One of the like alpha popular sorority type girls of my elementary school.
Oh, wow.
You're like a pre-mean girl.
Wow.
I absolutely was a pre-mean girl. It probably would have kept on that way had we not moved, but we did.
Oh my
and
gosh.
now here I am.
Well, we like you this way.
Yeah.
Ew. And I got to hang out with
Especially because
Snuffleupagus.
you got to hang out on Sesame Street.
I did. It was so cool. So for that one, I was a editor's choice when they had the Jim Henson writing contest for the Dark Crystal YA novel. I was an editor's choice with my writing sample, and so they invited me and the other like runner-ups to all come to New York and spend the day at the studio, and then we got to go to a screening of Toby, the no longer red pajama striped baby's new movie that was all puppeted, and it was super cool.
Wow, that's so awesome.
That is an amazing story.
Yeah, and I have all sorts of nifty pictures from it that I'll post in the Discord when this goes up.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was 23 hours in New York that it was a mess, but it was absolutely worth it.
Cool. I do not have any pictures of my gang saving experience, so I cannot post them on the Discord. Sorry.
I'm glad. Yeah, no, I had a saving experience similar to that one, so I was like, that one sounds legit.
Like, if we're from the South, we buy that one.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I did not, however, get dunked into water. It was all dry. So, well, that means that I got 25 points for guessing correctly from Judy, and Judy got 25 points for guessing directly from me. But Emily not only guessed correctly, but got 50 points for tricking both of us. She has 100 points, and she's the winner. Woo!
I hope I get a Wheel of Fortune dog.
Yes, we're gonna have to make one now.
I know now.
Even better.
I'm like, I'm gonna have to find one somewhere, or if they even make those anymore.
My gosh, or maybe someone will bring one to Authors and Dragons Con.
Authors and Dragons Con, you say? When is that happening?
It's in August in Portland.
Oh,
and
wow!
I've forgotten the dates because I'm so excited about it that my brain blanks.
It is the 11th through the 13th of August.
Nice.
So
our lovely website, authorsanddragons.com/adcon, you can find out everything about it and buy your ticket and hear more about the Wheel of Fortune dog and things that may or may not have happened.
And who knows, Emily might play her trombone.
No, I will not.
I say my roommate still has hers. I can bring it.
Oh my gosh.
Fly with the trombone.
I was going to say, you'll pack your clothes in with the trombone.
I have flown with the trombone, oddly enough.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. To college and back. But yeah, I haven't played in a long time, and it would just, would not be a crowd pleaser at this point.
Well, it might be.
Oh, no. We can all stand up next to you and pretend we're playing trombone,
Yeah. I'll sing Silent Night. You do the trombone accompaniment. I'm sure it'll be beautiful.
There we go. I tell you what, I will accompany you on the air bassoon. That Blaze will teach me how to play.
Excellent. We've got a band.
That is perfect.
Bless.
Oh, man.
Well, I think that's about it for this session of the side quest / mimic chest of Authors and Dragons. Let us know if you liked this 2 Truths and a Lie game and would like to hear us do it again, or with other people, other cast members.
People need to do this.
Yes,
cool.
Yes. And of course, if there are any other podcasts that you want us to mimic, please feel free to tell us that too.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.